I am
Hi, thank you for.
calling to give you some feedback about Jasion Ebike. I just wanted to tell you some stuff about it. Just a couple of things so you guys could know that there was an issue. Are you having a good day today?
Yes, I did, sir. And how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to hear it. The weather's nice, so I'm happy. We're not having to deal with rain right now. It's been very wet here lately, and the mud was getting to be an issue. Even though we've got mostly pavement around us, the yard was really muddy. It's been a challenge. I am looking at this order. I know it's past the return window, but I wanted to give you some feedback about this product that I bought, so you guys could know that there was an issue with it. The battery housing on the Jasion Roamer electric bike for adults, 1200 watt. I bought this bike on September 17th, 2025, and we had an issue with it within the first 6 weeks or so. Couldn't figure out what it was, so I contacted the manufacturer. It was having an electrical problem, and I couldn't figure out what the source of it was. And I wanted to let you guys know what I found out, taking it to Batteries Plus to get it fixed, the battery. But there's a product safety issue with this e-bike. The issue is that the charging port on the battery housing for the lithium battery is not sealed with any kind of rubber gasket. So if the bike gets wet, if it rains, if you ride it through a puddle, anything. We didn't ride it through any puddles, but it did get exposed to light precipitation. And what happened is even with the battery charging port closed, because there's a little cap that goes on there, there's no rubber gasket on that cap, and the water leaked in through that little gap where the cap was at in very small amount, just trace amounts of moisture, like drops. This is how little it took. I know because we opened the battery up yesterday, and it actually says, okay, because apparently they designed this issue in. They were aware that it was a problem. They put a litmus tag inside of the battery housing that says, "Attention, this label will turn red when get wet. No warranty if product got water in." And so the tag inside of the housing for the battery is red. I checked it. I'm looking at it right now. I can actually send you a picture. And I can send you a picture of the corrosion from the base of the battery where the water got in and got onto the contact plates at the very bottom. Just a very small amount of moisture, literally just drops, and got trapped inside the housing and would not dry because it's an enclosure. And the position of it when stored vertically on the bike frame causes the water to stay at the bottom where those unprotected contacts are at. And so what's happening is, if any consumer purchases this e-bike and they get that charging port wet, they leave it plugged in and it's moist outside, if there's fog, any amount of moisture, trace moisture, even a small amount, like a teaspoon worth, gets in through that port, the bike will short out and it will stop working. And they'll open it up and they're going to find corrosion damage in there on the battery contacts at the bottom of the battery housing, because there's no rubber gasket around the charging port. That's where the issue is. There's a vulnerability on the charging port for this bike that they built in, and apparently Jasion was so aware of this problem that they actually put a sticker in there that said, you know, this label will turn red when get wet. It says exactly like that. I can take a picture of it for you, but I wanted to let you know that they're building in this moisture susceptibility to the product. They're evidently aware of it, and they have put a disclaimer on there to essentially void the warranty if you open it up to work on it. So my warranty is void upon inspecting the product for this issue, and there's no way, okay, to detect this problem, this vulnerability, without opening the battery. You have to open it in order to determine what's wrong with it, okay? And I'm outside the return period anyway, but I wanted to tell you about it because you're going to have a lot of other consumers that are going to be calling in to report complaints about this issue. I guarantee it. I would even go as far as to say that Jasion probably engineered this problem in so that they would not have to provide product support for their e-bikes after shipping them. It's ridiculous that they would build the battery enclosure like this, knowing how sensitive the electronics are. But we're gonna fix it ourselves. I'm gonna take it to a battery shop, Batteries Plus, and then we're gonna install our own gasket on the battery housing. But I won't buy another Jasion, and I am gonna leave YouTube reviews for the Jasion Roamer to indicate this issue and to discourage other consumers from buying it. And I want to note something else too, something that's kind of upsetting to me. I've noticed that Amazon has disabled my ability to leave reviews for verified e-bike purchases on the Amazon platform. And I don't think that's appropriate because I'm a consumer that's purchasing those products. I've bought 3 different e-bikes on Amazon, and Amazon has disabled my ability to leave feedback for any e-bike that I purchase, regardless of whether I've reported concerns about that product or not. I'd like that issue fixed because that's my right as a consumer to leave feedback for products that I purchase. You can put a complaint in.
I agree, sir.
You can put a complaint in for that if you want to. I don't know why.
Sure. Basically, I would like to check, sir, what exactly is happening, like why you are not able to leave a review. What does it tell you exactly?
Let me see here.
Yeah, if we can get to the root of the cause, maybe
I'll tell
I can
you.
pass it on to the right team.
I'll tell you right now, because I want you to be able to see exactly what it's saying. I tried to leave a review for the Top Guard e-bike that we had a while back because I ordered a Top Guard e-bike, and as soon as it came out of the box, all the bearings fell out of the rear wheel for the pedal mechanism, and I had to take that to a shop and get that fixed. And Amazon didn't want to back the warranty on that right out of the package. They didn't want to cover the return shipping. I contacted the shipper, and they didn't want to recover the cost for the return shipping either, so that I could just get an even exchange. And I ended up having to shoulder the cost for getting that fixed too. I had to take it to a repair shop and have them fix it for the what do you call it? They call it a freewheel mechanism. And that was, you know, another problem that I had with another e-bike, unfortunately. But I paid as much for that one as I did for this one. Let me see here. Write a customer review. I'm going to see what it says. Let's see what they say. They actually did allow me to leave a review. I'm surprised. I'm kind of shocked. I don't know what happened. I wasn't expecting that they would, but in the past, it said that my ability to leave reviews had been disabled. I guess somebody re-enabled it. I appreciate that. I really do. Whoever fixed that issue.
It might have been a cooldown period for some time, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't leave any malicious reviews for the products. You know, whenever I leave a review, I try to be as honest as possible because I'm not trying to sabotage the product sales. What's going on is I'm trying to make sure that if there's an issue with the product, that other consumers know about it so that when they purchase that product, they're not going to encounter that issue as a significant possibility without knowing about it. That way they can say, you know what, other consumer had this issue, this is what they did about it to fix it, this is what I can do to fix it. You know, I can take it to the repair shop. I had to take the top guard to an e-bike repair shop actually in Friendswood. It's a Friendswood Bicycle. It's the name of the business that I went to, but I'm probably going to take this battery over to Batteries Plus in Webster, Texas. And if you want, I can send you some pictures of the damage that we have, but I just wanted you to know that the charging port is not sealed, you know, on that Jasion Roamer e-bike that I purchased. You can look it up in my Amazon account history. And this is a possible fire risk. That's what I would label it as, because if water gets inside the battery housing and causes an electrical short, it can cause the battery to ground out. I don't know, you know, the exact mechanism for how the fires start when those fires happen, but having a water inside of the battery housing where the contact plates are at for, you know, metal that's not ever supposed to get wet, there's heavy corrosion damage in there. This could be maybe a consumer safety risk. I don't know. You'd have to consult an electrician to be sure, but it shorted the product out, and the product wouldn't work anymore. So this is something they want to look at. You should contact the manufacturer and tell them about this issue that's designed into their Jasion Roamer e-bikes, because not only will the product break, but anytime you're dealing with something that's got electrical charge in it, you could be potentially maybe looking at electrocution risk or fire risk. You know, that's the main reason I call you, is because I don't want other people to encounter issues with the product. That's the thing. And when you buy it, you're like, this is good, you know, there's good reviews for this. I should look at getting this, because this is something that will be useful for me. And the issue came up very quickly.
Yes, sir. I think there's the same case with you, as I also see that you have left good reviews in the beginning.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been a customer with Amazon for a really long time. I think it's been like 15 years that I've been with Amazon. I've probably left several hundred reviews at least when I thought it would be helpful. But
Right.
I'll let you go with that. I'm going to try to leave a review for the Jasion if it'll let me. I think it will. I want to make sure that they're aware of this issue and that the manufacturer addresses it so they can update their products, because anybody else that buys this e-bike is going to have the same problem, and then they'll have to go to a battery repair shop as well. At the very least, they're going to have to spend, you know, it's probably going to cost me about $150 or $200 to get it fixed. If I had to speculate, that's how much it cost last time for the other issue that we had with the other e-bike. That wasn't an electrical issue though. Anyway, I appreciate your time, and have a good day.
Yes, sir. And if you may allow, sir, I just wanted to tell you something.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes. So I have actually checked on this issue. Okay, I figured out which bike exactly you're referring to. And here I do see that you have sent a message. The last time you sent it was on 30th of May, so like a day earlier, right? You
Yes.
tried to contact the seller regarding this.
Yep.
And I do see that automated response was sent to you that this will be looked into. And also apart from that, I'm not sure how much this will come in handy, but we can also file a claim to our team in Amazon, okay? Because I see that this is a seller item. So whenever such issues happen, I can file a claim to request a refund for the item. And the team will review and determine the outcome of the claim, which is not guaranteed.
I understand.
And so we might request you to share some images of the item with the seller if that's needed. And we will send a message to the email address on your Amazon account. And after the review, you will receive an email with the outcome of the product, like what's going to happen and if we can intervene in between and do something about your issue, right?
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. If you would, attempt to do that, that would be helpful. I'm not trying to sabotage their sales. I just want them to address this issue with their e-bike because, like I said, you're going to be getting more calls about this problem, and I can actually demonstrate. I can take pictures and video of exactly where the water got in, and we didn't ride through any water, but if you let the bike get hit by like rainfall or there's very humid condition outside, like I said, it's going to get in through that charging port even when you have the port sealed with the seal that they have on there. And that's the problem. It's guaranteed to break because of this issue. So they need to get an engineering team to put a rubber seal in place underneath that cover that they put over the charging port for all the other Jasion roamers. That way, the product is not going to break immediately if the battery gets splashed with water. I'm not talking about submersion. I'm talking about, any kind of moisture touching the outside of the battery case at all. It's going to run down to where that port is at. Just a few drops, literally just a few drops. And that'll be all it'll take to destroy the product. I appreciate you, though, putting in that request to see what you can do about it. I am not, holding my breath or anything, but thank you for that.
Sure. Yes, actually, we have a separate team. I have mentioned that this is also a warranty-related issue, a reason for the claim, right?
Yeah, I let them know about it.
Related issue with the product.
It took us a while.
Actually,
go ahead.
It does help sometimes, it is because it is a team from Amazon, which will also question the seller regarding this, like what exactly. And this A to Z team, they might reach out to you in the next 3 to 7 days, asking you for some more information or what is required, and that will happen through your email. So you can just keep an eye on that. If you just see anything like from A to Z team,
Okay.
you might be requested for information.
And like I said, as far as that battery, that message that I told you they had on a sticker inside of the battery housing that's moisture sensitive.
Yeah.
The only way to detect the issue is to open the battery housing. There's no other way to see that there's damage inside of the battery housing to the battery without opening it up. And they obviously they anticipated the issue. They knew it was a problem, because why else would they put a sticker on there for moisture, sensitivity? They had to have been aware of the problem when they sold the product, that there was a potential for water getting in through the charging port or other parts of the battery housing. Because the only other scenario where I can see of water maybe getting in there is if the battery were submerged, which it wasn't. So they know about this issue. I'm sure they're aware of it. But whether or not they've put a solution in place at the manufacturer for future, e-bikes that are coming off the line, I doubt that they've taken care of it, unless they've received consumer complaints about it, So y'all may want to follow up with the manufacturer about it to let them know, hey, y'all got a defect. This issue is definitely going to cause more products to break. There's no question.
Right, and actually when I'm trying to look for this bike right now, it's actually not found. So it might be removed as well.
Yeah, I tried to click on the cart for the past orders, and I can't pull the order up. I can see the order number and the cost and some product specifications and the listing, but the listing itself is gone. So
yeah, so it might be an issue which might be ongoing as well. For that reason also it might have been removed, okay?
I appreciate that.
Actually when it is too long, we do not get an option to file a claim, okay? But in this case, I was able to file a claim when I mentioned that it is a warranty related issue.
Thank you for that.
Let's hope that our A to Z team will reach out to you, as I've requested a claim on this. So you can just keep an eye on your email, okay, if you see anything from an A to Z team.
I will. Thank you for at least attempting to cover it. I know that it's been a little while, but we let them know about the issue early on, and diagnostic work to get these things fixed usually costs a couple $100 when you fix it yourself or have a
I see that you have been communicating with the seller from back in January itself, and just day before, I think yesterday you contacted the seller again.
Yeah.
And they mentioned that they will check on this and reach out to you again in the next 48 hours. So you will also hear back from the seller. Let's hope that they give us some good news. And also, you can keep an eye on your email for this, for the A to Z request, which I have done. Because this team does help them. I have seen a lot of times when the sellers are not helpful, and if the policies go against, right?
yes.
In such cases, this team intervenes in between and tries to help you. So you might be contacted to get some more information about this. It will happen mostly through emails. It's not a call or any such thing.
I can send them pictures of the specific issue, exactly what happened, and that would provide them with the basis for, conveying detailed information to the manufacturer. It's not complicated. What they built in a design flaw, and they obviously, like I said, they had to know about it, because why else would they put a sticker inside the battery housing to suggest the presence of water was possible inside the battery? It's just not good practice to put a sticker like that in there. I mean, especially if you put the message on there, that makes you think if they should probably remove the product from Amazon.com. That's just, for the time being, I'm going to recommend that any Jasion roamer that you had that was produced during the same period, you guys should probably delist it. That's just my advice. Just because, it's such an easy thing to cause an electrical short, and I've heard about e-bike battery fires. I can't say what might be attributable to causing those fires, but anytime you have a battery that's shorting out and it's fully charged.
On the listing,
Hold on.
it is rated to IP6X water resistance.
IP6X?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the listing had said that it was IP6X water resistant. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's supposed to have some degree of water resistance, and it definitely didn't. So that's the main thing. I would review all the Jasion roamer e-bikes that you have that are currently listed, and any that were built during that period, where, during the same period my e-bike was built, are almost certainly going to have the same problem. Especially if the e-bike is stored outside. And yes, ours is stored outside. Because, I've heard about the e-bike fires, and you should never put the e-bike in your garage, and you should never put it anywhere near a residential structure or any flammable structure, because of the history of battery fires with the e-bikes. Not specifically this model, but I've heard enough about it, and I've seen the fires in the news that I store it away from the house, like out in the middle of the driveway or something. That way, if it goes up, if there's an issue and it burns or something happens, it's just the bike that gets destroyed. It doesn't burn the house down. That's crazy, like really bad scenario, but it happens. Sometimes the lithium batteries with the cars burn too, and it's not a perfect technology yet. They're still working on it. It's not perfectly safe for use. I've seen lead acid batteries burn too, spontaneously. At my job we had one that was working at UPS, and the battery in one of the trucks in the middle of the night around 2 a.m. caught fire inside the cab and the floorboard, because that's where they would keep them, and I was working nearby when it happened. But these things can happen, and all you can do is try to make the best condition so that it's much less likely. But anyway, that's all I got.
Yes, sir. And yeah, we will be good to go. I'm just making one more electric safety issue escalation here, that this can be a concern with electronic safety, so that our team can review on that also, right?
Yes, I would definitely recommend reviewing the electrical safety aspect of it, because
I will mention here that water goes inside the battery, or where the battery is stored.
inside of the plastic shell that goes over the lithium battery. Yep. And then it gets trapped in there at the bottom where the contact plates are for the battery cell. And the cell, the plates that are touching the battery are not corrosion resistant at all. It's just plain, probably steel, or whatever they use for those contacts. It ate it up. It disintegrated the metal completely. Where the water touched the contacts, there's nothing left of it except rust, and part of it was just completely gone. But if they want pictures, they can email me, and I'll send pictures.
Yes, sir. And for that, our team might contact you. You need to provide images if our team is contacting you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So here I am mentioning that the water goes inside of the battery cell, and that it can be dangerous. It has a probability of causing fire, right?
Yes, I would absolutely say that there is a fire risk. Anytime you have...
There is a fire risk.
Go ahead.
When lithium-ion batteries get wet, there are terminals in here. There's
I've done it, sir. And is there anything else you'd like me to check for you?
That's it.
Alright then, thank you so much, sir. I will definitely pass it on to our team regarding this, okay?
Have a good day.
Have a good day, sir. Thank you.